In the bustling city of Lagos, Nigeria, there lived a young, ambitious doctor named Dr. Chinedu. Known for his gentle heart and dedication to his work, Chinedu had spent years building his career in medicine. He believed deeply in the power of healing, not just the body, but also the soul. His hospital was always busy, filled with patients from all walks of life, and Chinedu treated each of them with care. One rainy afternoon, a new patient arrived. Her name was Adeze, a beautiful woman in her late 20s, but her eyes were filled with sadness and pain. She was accompanied by her mother, who explained that Adeze had epilepsy. Recently, her condition had worsened, not just because of the seizures, but because of her fiancé, Obinna, who had abandoned her. Obinna and Adeze have been planning their wedding for months. Their families had already started preparing for the big day, and everything seemed perfect. But when Obinna learned about Adeze's epilepsy, he changed. He became distant, blaming her illness for ruining his life. He started seeing her as a burden, a weakness, and finally, just days before their wedding, he broke off the engagement, leaving her heartbroken. When Adeze arrived at the hospital, she was not just physically unwell, but emotionally shattered. Dr. Chinedu could see the hurt in her eyes. He softly spoke to her, assuring her that epilepsy could be managed, and he promised to help her get better. But as he treated her, something else began to happen. He found himself drawn to her. There was a quiet strength in Adeze, a beauty that went beyond her illness. Over time, as her health improved, so did her spirit, and they began to talk more during her checkup. Adeze, though still hurt by Obinna's betrayal, felt safe with Dr. Chinedu. She appreciated his kindness and patience. He never treated her like someone who was broken, but as a person deserving of love and care. Slowly, she began to trust again, but she was cautious, afraid of being hurt once more. Chinedu, on the other hand, found himself falling deeply in love with her. He admired her resilience, her grace even in suffering, and her ability to smile despite the pain she had been through. He knew that she had been hurt before and didn't want to rush things. Instead, he chose to be there for her, supporting her through her treatment and helping her rebuild her confidence. As they grew closer, Adeze's family began to notice the bond between her and Dr. Chinedu. Her mother was grateful that her daughter had found someone who truly cared for her. But not everyone was pleased. Some of Adeze's relatives felt that a doctor was not right fit for her. They believed that she should marry someone from their community, someone who could uphold their tradition and family honor. Adeze's uncle in particular opposed the relationship. He felt that Chinedu's career would always come first, and that as a doctor, he would not have time to fulfill traditional family obligations. He wanted Adeze to find a husband that would respect their custom and be present for family gatherings and ceremonies. Despite the opposition, Adeze and Chinedu continued to grow closer. Their love was based on understanding, respect, and patience. Chinedu understood the challenges of his career, but he was ready to make sacrifices for Adeze. He knew that being a doctor demanded time and energy, but he also knew that love was about to balance it and commitment. In time, Adeze's health improved greatly under Chinedu's care. She had fewer seizures and her confidence blossomed. But more importantly, she began to believe in love again. Chinedu proved to her that love wasn't about perfection, but about being there for one another in both good and bad times. Eventually, Chinedu asked Adeze to marry him, though she hesitated at first, remembering the pain Obinna had caused her. She realized that Chinedu was different. He loved her for who she was, not despite her illness, but because strength has been given to her. So she said yes. Their wedding was simple but beautiful, filled with close friends and family who supported their union. even Adaeze's uncle. After seeing how much Chinedu loved and cared for her, he gave his blessing. Through their love, Adaeze learned that true love isn't about finding someone who is perfect. It is about finding someone who sees your worth, even in your struggles. And Chinedu learned that love is not a distraction from one's career or duty. It is a source of strength and inspiration. Together, they built a life of love, understanding, and sacrifice. And though life had the challenges, they faced them together, knowing that the power of love was enough to heal any wound.